So this is my review of the Platinum Series Megaboost MB1100 battery tender or trickle charger made by Genuis. I've had this battery charger for about 2 months, 2.5 months now, and I gotta say it works fantastic. I got this one because I actually have an older version of a battery charger made by Genuis that I use on my CBR 1000RR, and I've had it for 5 years. I bought it around 2014, March 2014. It's now March 2019, and that one still works great. Have no problems with it, no problems with my battery. It works fantastic. It's very easy to use. And the same thing for this one. This one's very easy to use, very simple to connect. And it comes with all of the accessories you need. It comes with a wiring harness that I'll show you in a minute that can connect to the battery terminal in your bike, and you basically can leave it there if you choose to. It also comes with an additional wire harness that includes jumper cables or jumper style clip-ons. But this one works great. It has several modes, as you can see. The 12-volt normal mode, which is what I use for my bike right now. Also, you can switch it to cold AGM. Has a 6-volt normal battery charging mode and a 12-volt lithium ion battery charging mode. Again, very easy to cycle through the modes. Basically, you just hit this mode button right here, as I'll demonstrate in a second. And when you connect your battery, depending on what type of battery it is, this charger will automatically do basically a diagnostic or an assessment of the charge and then begin charging the battery. If it detects that you have the wrong type of battery connected, you'll see a fault that'll show up right there. So this charger works pretty good for keeping the battery properly charged throughout the winter. Right now I'm actually in the Midwest region, so we have a pretty cold climate. It's temperatures during the winter get below zero here, and they can be that way for several days. And even though the bike is on the inside in the garage, it can still be pretty cold in here. Down into 30 to 40 degrees, which having the bike sitting there idle without being charged for a long period of time can definitely impact the performance of the battery. So it's recommended to keep it on the charger. I think BMW in the manual, it recommends that if you're not going to be riding the bike for 4 weeks or 6 weeks, something like that, that you go ahead and put it on the trickle charger. This just was a kind of a no-brainer. So I'm going to go ahead and show you just how to connect it and kind of how it works. It's very simple. Put this down for a moment. So again, I already have, this is the wiring harness that connects to the positive and negative terminals on the battery. The battery in this bike sits underneath the seat. So basically you just, there's some screws right back on each side that allow you to remove the seat and expose the battery. The wiring harness, there's actually a opening in here in the rear compartment that allows you to run the wire directly from the battery up to the rear compartment, and that allows you to just go ahead and plug it in. So once you plug it in, then come back over here, and I usually don't keep the bike this far away, obviously, but once you plug it in, you'll see that it starts off very slow. It's a 1.1 amp charge, so it starts off pretty slow. It always starts at 25%, and within about 30 seconds or so, 30 to 45 seconds, now that the battery is fully charged, it will progress all the way up to 100%. So it'll go to 50%, sit there for 10 seconds or so, then 75, and then usually 100. But as you can see, it automatically detected, based on the mode that I had it on previously, that it's a 12-volt battery and it's charging in a normal mode. If I had a lithium ion battery for my BMW S1000RR, I could have set that mode by pushing this mode button here to the lithium setting, and then when I connect it, it would automatically start charging that battery accordingly. As you can see, I think we're somewhere around 15-20 seconds later, and it's at the 50% mark. Within the next few seconds, it should jump up to 75% and then 100. So one of the great things about this is you can leave it on the bike like you can with many other battery tenders. You can leave it on the bike to make sure your battery is properly charged if you're going to be away from it for a while, or even just, if you're only going to be away from it for a few days, but you want to make sure that the battery is fully charged. And there we go, we're at 100%. So I think that was less than a minute. But yeah, you can leave it on there and it doesn't damage the battery. So this will sit there and cycle, or the light will flash green for a little while. And then within a few seconds, the other lights, there we go, they cut off. And this is the state that it will remain in, basically saying that the battery is 100% charged and it's not providing really any serious amount of current to the battery. So it's not going to overcharge it. I did check the battery about a week or so after I installed it, just to make sure that there was no corrosion or anything like that coming on the battery itself, that nothing was wrong with the battery. But again, I've had one of these, so I was pretty positive that it was going to work great, and it did, and it does. So now that you've seen kind of how it works, I just want to go ahead and I'll fire the bike up just so you can see that it actually has been doing its job. So just disconnect this. Pretty easy, it just pulls apart like that. I could just tuck this back in here, nice and neat. And then I'll get the key here out of the seat. Bike comes right on. So there you have it. That's my review of the Platinum Series Megaboost MB1100 battery charger or trickle charger, powered or made by Genuis. Hope this information was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.